Hey Simmers, it's Erin. I am the Rescue Simmer, and you are watching the next episode of the 100die Fundie Baby Challenge, a challenge in The Sims 4 where we take the 100 Baby Challenge to weird culty fundy church. Guys, we are getting I don't know that it's a last look at our farm because we're definitely going to be moving later today. So we have some time, but guys, today is moving day. I am so excited. Normally the kids would be going to school, but I'm actually going to have them take a vacation day. We already have like school projects and things to work on. Let's be honest, no one's done their homework. We're not going to be getting our grades up at this point anyway. So I'm going to have the older kids take a day off from school because, again, we're moving. I think it would fit. It would be kind of, oh, look at, they've got milestones. Dad is doing some farm chores. He's calling over the animals. Everything looked great. Everything looked great as far as like chores to get done, anything to do there. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. The boys are getting all their boys' chores done. Dad, I think, is going to start paying bills. We have Plum here playing with their brother. I'm going to pop between, I think, referring to Plum as they, them, and she, her. Now, I do have a question for you guys that I want you to be thinking about as far as Plum's gender identity or Plum's pronouns. Obviously, when I'm speaking in her parents' voice or her family's voice, or I'm sort of narrating their thoughts, I'm going to be saying she, her, because this is how they think of Plum. When I'm speaking in our voice or from our perspective, then I'm going to be using they, them, because I don't know Plum's pronoun choices. Like, let's pretend like Plum was not born in a fundamentalist cult, and they definitely were. Thankfully, in today's world, more than likely, they would have the option of choosing their pronouns. So I have a question that I will pose after this episode is up and going, probably over the weekend at some point, about whether Plum, in an ideal world, would be considered binary or non-binary. So binary meaning that they would choose either she, her, he, him pronouns, or non-binary, meaning that they would choose they, them. I think that we are just going to have to really see how they react with other people, how they interact with other Sims in order to know, and in different social situations, before we get a really good feel. Head to your mailbox. Oh, we're voting. Okay. So I don't know what it was we just got from the mailbox. Literally in his inventory, I don't see anything new here. Here's his secret cross stitch. I think we'll wait to vote until we get to the new house. You guys, I'm so excited to be in Chestnut Ridge. We do have a couple of things to do before we can really go. Like, we need to start packing. So I am looking around at literally all the memories here. You know, of all the pictures that we have, we don't have even one of James and Beth together. We're going to have to fix that. I think that Beth would probably take a lot of these pictures and keep them in her inventory. Oh, that's embarrassing. Maybe we just leave these. This house, I would imagine, is going to go back to the community, and they're going to reallocate it to the other cult members. As we've talked about, young kids in this religion or young married couples in this religion don't really get a whole lot of a head start. When it comes to financials, they are expected to instantly get married as soon as the Watcher reveals to them who their marriage partner ought to be. Want to make sure we're bringing all of Blue's toys. And Blue's bed, I think we'll have Jasper hold that. Onyx, can you hold this school project, sir? I think we'll need some of these toys. Toddler potty, we definitely need that. Our children's artwork, oh, we have to take that. Jasper's scouting board, oh, we have another school project. Our little memory keepsake box, that's for the parents. Of course, we're going to want all of our kids' little handprints. And of course, our marriage and birth certificates are all coming with us. We are not leaving these for any other family to enjoy. We have worked too hard, too much blood, sweat, and tears. I do think that's just about everything. Plumbite is just helping her brother, I think. Hello. Oh no, she's going to go and get her sister. Look at Onyx just doing his chores. He's a child, so right now he's just got the chickens. That brings me to a point. I think we are going to leave our current animals here for the next family that's going to be moved in. I didn't film it, but Messiah has a wife now. They were married. It's one of the Mertens girls, the older Viola. That's right. So, Viola Mertens is now Viola Schaefer. So I think the Schaefers are probably going to move in to this lot. I wanted Amy and Mateus to take over this lot, but Mateus he's not a farmer, right? And although we have very fond memories of this lot, and she does as well, it just wouldn't really be practical for their family. Maximiliano and his wife are going to be taking over this lot. I think this will serve them pretty well. I imagine that they're probably going to fill this home with tons and tons of children, nice little Fundie children, and that his Fundie family will get him elected and his Fundie values, all of that. Mom wants to put the baby down, but honestly, we've got to get everybody in back carriers because we have a stop to make over to the new place. Let's take one last look all over everything. I don't know that the next place is exactly perfectly set up, but it's good enough. Let's pause here. And right at this moment, we are going to visit our daughter and her family. Oh my gosh, I did not know this was a thing. First visit to family member unlocked. Oh, that's so sweet. Because, you guys, we are here because I want everybody to know everybody. I want our dogs to meet. I want all the siblings to know the nieces and nephews. I want mom and dad to know their grandchildren. I want all the introductions to happen. Oh, look at them. Oh, how sweet. So we're going to go ahead and get everybody put down. Hopefully the babes can talk with each other. We shall see. We shall see. Dad is just catching up with Mateus. Amy looks so happy to have everybody over in their dinky, teeny, tiny little house. This house actually isn't too small. It's just for their family's needs. Oh man, it's going to get so big. Or it's going to need to be so much bigger. I'll tell you what, I've been looking all over this lot. I can see, oh, look. Oh my goodness. I can see Sapphire. Ooh, she's not happy. I can see Sapphire and Grandma and Grandpa getting introduced. And I see baby Joseph up here, and I really want them to get to know each other. So I'm hoping that James gets introduced to Joseph. The concerning thing is that I don't see Pearl anywhere. I don't know what the game has done with Pearl. Cecilia just had her baby. They want us to stop by before we leave. These are our best friends. Yeah, guys, legit, I cannot find this third baby, which is a bummer because I wanted to meet them. Oh no, why did you hurt Onyx? What happened? He's hurt by Plum Bite. Onyx feels wronged by Plum Bite. Well, join the club. That is who Plum Bite is. And being around Plum Bite will remind Onyx of that pain. Oh my gosh, Mimi. Mimi and Blue are meeting. That's so nice. That is so nice. Aw, our two old dogs. Let's fill the bowl for Mimi. Let's do that. And then let's be introduced by Beth, possibly. I don't know. Oh no, Amy. The baby is somewhere off lot. Oh gosh. Okay, I don't know how this is happening, but hopefully we'll get little Pearl in here as well. Oh, Danny is not happy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't think that we can do the Schaefers after this. Our children need to be settled. So, Plummy, there are two possibilities that I see for Plum. Number one is that Plum stays, and we all know Plum's personality. Plum is a jerk, whether they be trans, whether they be cis, whether they be straight, whether they be something else. That is just who Plum is. They are abrasive. Oh no, they're getting sick. Ugh. This sickness is running through my household, you guys. And you know what would be great? If they believed that you could just take medicine, because a swallow of medicine and the symptoms would go away and then their body could get better. Oh my goodness, it's Pearl. James is infuriated by this crying baby. Well, could you help the baby or no? All right, well, it looks like Dad is putting him down. That's fine. Maddie is putting them down. Meanwhile, James and Beth are going to go meet Pearl, and Onyx is going to try to chat with Plum again. This is not going to go well for you, but I do love that he keeps trying. He seems like a very just loving kid all around. Like, he's like, you seem sad. Can I talk with you about that? So either Plummy stays and is one of those fundies like we thought that they were going to be. And this confusion about, or not confusion, this inability to define what is going on from a gender standpoint, this inability to even be allowed to question or think on questioning transgenderism, or even acknowledge that that is a possibility, because it would be framed to Plum like, well, if you can think of yourself as not being a girl, which is what you were biologically born to be, then you could consider yourself a chair. You could identify as a chair, which is not even close to the same thing. Like, not even a little. That is vast oversimplification. That went well. Oh my gosh. Onyx, you are magic, sir. And Plum becomes this very judgmental force who really leans into, because of all of the pain going on inside of them, she really does seem to like her brother a lot, really leans into the unchecked judgment in the form of like, oh no, it's just tough love. It's righteous anger. Or, like I said, Plum knows that they don't know, they don't have words for what's wrong, but something is just wrong, and they know this in the core of them. And they're mad about it because they know that they're not given what they need to. It could be a reason that Plum is not really trying to make a community, not really trying to make friends here. These aren't their people anyway, and they totally reject this. And yes, growing up this way obviously would have caused trauma to anyone, no matter what their sexuality or gender is. But even more so when you're like this. And Plum has been calling. We did a live stream over the weekend where we furthered Opal's story. You guys, you wouldn't even recognize her. She is a lawyer now, or she's actually pretty much a paralegal. She's a paper pusher at this point, but she's on her way to being a lawyer. And Plum has been calling, and I think Plum is calling because Plum wants Opal to know that they're moving. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, so we have to leave. We got to go. We've got another sim who is sick. I am going to pause it here. And we're moving our household. We have 122,804 simoleons. You guys, I don't even think that that's enough for the lot that I have in Chestnut Ridge. It has grown, so we're just shy. So I've turned free real estate on. I'm going to pop them in. I've opted to sell their furniture. We'll see if I did this right. But guys, welcome to Hopeful Ranch. You guys, I want to give you a short tour. I know we got to get everybody in, but you guys, this is the house. Again, I don't know if I did everything exactly perfectly. I did a rambling rancher style. We have new stuff in here, and okay, so here's how I'm justifying this. In reality, what happened is that I wanted to play around with the new pack. I haven't had a great chance to do that. This is very rustic style. I love this style, very homey style. But what I am saying is that this is a parsonage. A parsonage is a house that your clergy, so like a pastor and the pastor's family, would stay in as part of payment for being the pastor of a church. Normally it is attached to or on the same lot or block. It's very close to the church so that the pastor, whose full-time job is to be pastoring, has ready access to that church and can meet the needs of the congregation easier. Now, pastors are paid on a salary, but that is put together by the donations that the congregation gives. So like when they give an offertory, a portion of that goes to pay for the pastor. And normally to sweeten the deal, they will say, hey, we've got this parsonage, we have this house for you and your family, so you don't pay any kind of rent or mortgage. Usually they'll take care of some level of utilities, sometimes they won't. But this is an off-the-grid lot, so we are good there. And it came fully furnished. It's not like homey yet, but it came fully furnished. There's a lot of do-it-yourself kind of folks. They were able to donate in the community around. We've even got, guys, we have this little like homeschool room. It's not finished yet, but they have kind of mom's desk. We've got a little bit of a family board. This is the boys' room and the bathroom to like the guest room or like guests that come over. We've got our kitchen area. We have a beautiful dining area. This is our family room area. And then this is like a little skills area. So we're going to be teaching our kids piano, especially the girls. Here's our cross stitching area with some little rockers. I'm so excited. Mom and dad's room with their ensuite. Here's the nursery, and right next door is the girls' room. That way, everybody who is in charge of caregiving is very close to the babes. Everybody has a tub, which was important because we need babes to be washed wherever they go in any bathroom that's closest. So here is actually the little church. It's converted from a shed, so it's not really marked very well. But if we go down into here, it's just a very classic, rustic kind of, almost like a meeting house kind of build. So there isn't much to it except the sanctuary here. And then there are some bathrooms. Back here is going to be our greenhouse, and that's going to be very important for, number of reasons that we will go over in just a minute. And here is the barn. So the barn has it's going to be kind of like our shed. It's got our workman's bench. We've got a saddle here. We're definitely getting a horse. That's going to happen. I don't know how many horses, but we're getting at least one. We have a little pumpkin carving station. I don't know why I put that in because they definitely would not celebrate Halloween, especially in the traditional sense. We've got a coop for some chickens. I think some of these are going to be for goats and sheep. Mini goats, mini sheep. I'm very excited for that. We have so much land to spread out. And down here is going to be what I assume is our main source of income. So I know this is very confusing, but this was an old farm that they acquired, that the church kind of scouted out and built for them. And they didn't realize that there was a wine cellar here. I don't think that the church would have purchased it normally, knowing that, or they would have sealed this or something like that, because they definitely don't believe in drinking anything stronger than water. I would say even coffees, caffeinated drinks, anything like that, that's probably not something that they would be comfortable doing or participating in. So now that it is here, I think initially, if you would have asked James whether he thought that anybody should be participating in nectar at all, he would say categorically not. However, we have to realize that James has been struggling financially. Ooh, we have too much money. I'll fix that in a minute. James has been struggling financially to provide for his family, and he feels very overwhelmed. This would be something that he was fervently praying about and just asking for the Watcher's intervention, asking to have it revealed to him somehow how this was all going to happen, and how he was really hoping and trying to be open for how the Watcher was going to provide for this family through him. Mom and dad are trying their best to hear and discern the Watcher's will, and James has been charged with not only the normal Fundie things with having to financially provide to support all of these blessings from the Watcher, he is now charged with setting up a faith community here. So he is moving to Chestnut Ridge to spread the word of the Watcher Fundies. He knows that there are Watcher worshipers everywhere, but they don't worship the right way. So he's here to tell them all about that. Yay, Rose Quartz got a milestone, can roll over to her back. Mom is now going to go make some food. She's getting hungry. We've got to cook off the grid. We were not totally off the grid on our last lot. This is going to be very interesting. Yay, Jasper completed his homework. Now he and Dad are going to go put some plants in the ground. Dad is passing on this to his son. Poor Onyx is by himself doing his wisdom booklets. So really, while everybody is just sort of doing what they need to do, I think that James is pulling his son aside, and we're going to be talking about something called a Rhema that he was given. Rhema is not a term even growing up in very conservative faith groups that I heard. Rhema to me sounds pretty Fundie specific, IBLP Fundie specific. So Rhemas are essentially prophecies, and I am going to be linking a resource from recoveringgrace.org. This is an absolutely amazing resource if you have been a victim of a survivor of a cult, specifically the IBLP in this case, but really I think that there is amazing resources here. It's an outstanding hub. If you could benefit from it at all, if you were just curious, I encourage you to go check it out. And Onyx is done with his homework, so he's going to come in and help the boys. He's going to water. I think this is going to make James very proud. This is what he was envisioning with his sons. Recovering Grace has an article that I'm going to be linking down entitled Rhemas Hidden Wisdom in Scripture. I am going to be paraphrasing. I am not going to be directly quoting. Essentially, Bill Gothard, who was the founder of IBLP, said that there were two words. Yes, he does like gardening. Jasper does like gardening. So he's going to need to do that because I envision him having a ranch of his own. I think that Jasper's really going to find his groove here. Rhemas were set by Gothard, and this article does quote, it lists a resource that is no longer found, but it was directly from Bill Gothard's independent website of the IBLP, because the IBLP, he's no longer the head of the IBLP. He got into some shady stuff, and the IBLP finally had to distance themselves from him and the Gothard family, or they're trying to. It's not very successful, but they're trying to. So from billgothard.com, they had a resource listed where Gothard was talking about what a Rhema was. The word Rhema is apparently Greek, and the word logos is apparently Greek. Logos. Logos is generally understood to mean word. So like the words someone is speaking, or a work of words that you are meant to understand. Apparently, I am not Greek, but the Christian Bible was written originally in Greek, Aramaic, and Hebrew. So it was not written in English. It is translated from English. So it is very common for pastors, clergy, to quote the original language and try to relay it to those of us that don't speak it. Usually they don't speak it either. They're taught keywords and meanings, at least American English speaking pastors. Having any kind of command over the original languages that the books in the Christian Bible were written in is very important. However, because this was not translated from our own language and our own culture and our own traditions, there's a lot that gets lost, and it is rife for misinterpretations and misunderstandings. Basically, the word logos and Rhema are, according to sources that are much more educated than me, because I don't speak Greek, Aramaic, or Hebrew, they both mean word, or they both mean like directions given, something along those lines. They both equally mean that. So let's stop planting. But anyway, the word Rhema, the word logos are apparently both Greek words, and they both mean word spoken. And they're both used to refer interchangeably to directions given by the Christian God to his followers. Now, that's important, and we went down that dorky train to say this. So Gothard has, and I will link the notes to his sermon from sermonindex.com, which Recovering Grace is commenting on. I went ahead. It's the link that they have for their source doesn't exist anymore. Gothard took it down off of his website, but I found it. So in his sermon, Gothard lays the foundation for saying that Rhema really means like a personal direction that God has given you or revealed to you through scripture. So he never says the word prophecy. That's very important. And he never calls himself a prophet. But he also doesn't not do it, and he lays the groundwork for saying that those who have been particularly blessed and tapped into the word, to scripture, can have rhemas or revelations or prophecies, he never says that word, that can change the meaning, essentially. And it should be able to be proven by scripture, because let's establish here that we're not creating our own doctrine, but it can be used to supplement doctrine. So James would know this. James would know, being part of this group, that rhemas were a thing. This would be a very normal thing to him, that the most revered religious leaders in their circle would have revealed to them. That although the Watcher says they believe that you aren't supposed to be drinking any stimulant, and by the way, as Matthias is finding out, there isn't any direction about drinking or ingesting anything that would be a stimulant to you. Well, Plum is feeling better. So this would be very normal to James to expect, that now that he is a religious leader, or expected to take on being a religious leader, that he would also be getting rhemas, that he would have such a mastery of the faith, of course, humble mastery, right? That he would also be getting revelations. And he doesn't believe in chance. He believes that everything is divinely inspired, every action, no matter how mundane or small. The fact that they happened to be put on a lot with a fully making nectar station, a fully functional nectar station, and he's got this green thumb, and that the Watcher gave him this love for growing things to be able to turn into nectar to support his family. And you know what? As he was looking at the symbol, he realized that in the original church in Acts, first set up by the Apostle Peter, that they did in fact use nectar in the Watcher's supper. And so he reasons that when they take communion and have the Watcher's supper, that it is okay for them to be ingesting nectar for that purpose. And what better source to get that nectar from? What better source to get that nectar from than right from his own Watcher-blessed hands? He can control the making of this, from the growing to the processing to the way it is stored. So of course the Watcher, if they were going to be drinking nectar, would want James and his children and his family to be able to prepare that in only a way that they would know how. This is a specific rhema that makes it okay for them to do what they need to do, and this is a blessing set by the Watcher for them. Interesting how rhemas tend to fit your worldview and tend to make everything permissible that you need in order for your life to just work, right? Plum is such a natural caregiver to these young infants. Once they are older, I think they're pretty much on their own. Plum not going to suffer fools. And she will tell you out of love, out of conviction, that this was inappropriate and you shouldn't have said it, and you're going to stop that right now, her righteous anger. But after getting done giving Dan Bright a nap, I think she is going to feed Rose Quartz, and then everybody is going to bed. So you guys, I will see you in at least the later morning. It's already almost 3 o'clock, so I will see you later. Happy Saturday, everybody. I will tell you, Plum has not been to sleep all night. Plum has been up with these babies all night long, has been an absolute rock star to their mom. Plum is going to go get a shower. Plum is going to feed our Barky boy. And Plum is going to make some breakfast. They need some fun. I'm throwing away a bottle. We're going to call it breast milk. We're going to say that Beth pumped. Oh my goodness, what an upset boy. He really likes to be held, and we're not holding him right now. In fact, they're kind of napping on the ground or napping on the floor on their little playmats, pardon me. And he's a little cold, I think. Oh, poor buddy. It's okay. He's so tired. Plum is actually not doing too bad. She did sleep quite a lot yesterday because of her sickness. Babble milestone was unlocked for Rose. Rose, sweetheart, can you go back to sleep? Let's try to go night-night. I know you're upset. You're mad. Oh, both babies are trying to go night-night. Beth, my darling, it is 6:30 in the morning. I know it is Saturday, but your daughter has been a rock star, or your daughter, as far as you're concerned, has been a rock star. It is time for you, ma'am, to get up. Let's use you guys' bathroom. Let's have you take a quick and tepid shower. We have a water excess so far, so we can do all the things, which is nice. It's part of our lot traits. I wanted this lot to be viewed as like almost blessed, if that makes sense. Beth, leave that baby alone. Go do what I set you to do, please. Yes, on the floor. He should be on the floor, definitely. That will make him so happy. Try to go night-night. Oh, he's probably going to wake up his sister. Beth does want to see her babies, so oh man, this is a lot. Today, you guys, on this Saturday, I would really love to be able to go and just meet some of the townsfolk. I haven't moved you guys' families in yet. I would love to do that next week. So please, I saw some of you are already submitting families. They look outstanding. I can't wait to tour those. Let's actually put this in like the middle of the table. Oh, I thought that would give her fun. I guess it isn't. Let's set the table with a nice red casual setting. Oh, the babies are just passed out. Absolutely passed out. Let's clean that up. And then Plum needs some fun. So what are we going to do for fun for Plum? I would say cooking would be her fun, but I don't know. I've also fixed our money. We have, I think, just enough. Let's purchase a book. I would love to purchase a cookbook for her. In fact, I think Bethy and James would be absolutely thrilled that one of their daughters has taken such an interest in cooking. So let's purchase a book for her and have her read it. I think, again, that her mother would be absolutely thrilled. Ooh, Bethy, you are looking very Western today. Everyone is. That's looking so cool. Ooh, Jasper is up and he is looking miserable. He needs to pee. He's hungry and mad about it, and he smells. Can you take an angry poop, please? That's outstanding. And then we're going to have you take a cold shower. I know. We're all upset. We are all upset. Dad is up. How you doing, James? He's got a little bit of a chimp strap beard. Blue is excited that the whole family's up. Guys, he was running around all night. This boy loves all of this space that we have here. It is a cold day today in winter. Today is the twins' birthday. I'm very excited for them to age up. Tomorrow is church day. That'll be an interesting one. I do think that we have to go around and just introduce ourselves to the townies that are here. I think that would be a lot of fun. And we are, of course, traveling as a unit. We are traveling as a group because, as per what happened with Opal the last time that they were here, they are not taking any chances, James and Beth are, as her parents or as anyone's parents. They love their kids. They would love to trust them, but you know what? Their experiences taught them differently. We don't trust our children blindly anymore. They have to earn it. They'll never truly earn it until they become adults, have their own families and households, and even then, we're going to question them. You guys, Plum Bite's fun was all the way down in the red. She is really liking this. She's so liking this, and I'm so glad. Everyone is eating her breakfast that she made. I think that would make her very happy. And because Plum Bite is feeling a little bit better herself, her brother is sick. I was going to say she's going to go apologize to her brother. This is very un-Plum Bite. But I think Onyx has made a special effort with her to try to work with her and understand his sister as far as he's concerned. Oh, they did. She apologized to him and she gained some conflict resolution. So, maybe Plumbite is growing from this. Oh, Onyx wants to cross stitch. I can't let him. He wants some fun. I can't let him cross stitch, but I can set him to go use go use the bathroom, get ready, and then we're going to have him build a snow pal. He does want to stay on the lot for 8 hours. He cannot do that because we have stuff to do. So he just seems like such like a sweet-natured, more mild homebody. Like he wants to keep to himself. I'm sorry, buddy. You are using the potty. I set you to do that. I don't know why I was shocked when you started. Look at this confident man right here. Oh my gosh. So we have Jasper who feels like he could conquer the world right now. All of his knees look beautiful. Ooh, candlelight service is tomorrow. So we're going to go and do a candlelight service at our home church. I'm so excited. I hope we have folks that come. Oh, she's still sick. I'm so sorry, sweetie. Let's have you get some water and we're going to send you to bed. I think as much as they want to keep an eye on everybody, Plumbite is legit not feeling well. Oh, welcome to the neighborhood. Our neighbor's coming to welcome us. Oh, this is so cool. That wagon has never been so welcome as it is here in Chestnut Creek. Oh no, somebody got their first blowout. Okay, well, Beth is going to have to excuse herself to deal with that. Beth is squeamish, but her daughter is exhausted. We don't want to spread anything, so we're just going to go to sleep. You know these guys are not vaccinated, 100% not vaccinated. Oh no. Beth is not feeling good. You guys, ugh. Well, I am so sorry, Beth, but you're going to have to take care of your gross daughter who has had her first blowout. You just are. Let's do some super efficient infant care. We're going to see if that helps even a little bit. We're making some howdy introductions. I do like that. I thought that Jasper was his dad for a minute, you guys. Oh my gosh, the resemblance is uncanny. Did you see how naturally he just went and howdy introduced himself? He's going to do respectful introductions to Sims who are older than him, as would all the children, and to females. He will do respectful introductions. He's freezing to death. Can you get inside, please? Can you go? Can you get inside? That would be great because I don't actually want to lose a child. Oh, okay, thank you. Why would you go outside without your jacket, sir? Goodness gracious, you are going to be the death of yourself. Ooh, Blue is meeting a very colorful character. Who's this? Fern Brimley. Aw, Blue likes him all right. Let's invite him in. Let's do a howdy introduction. Dad is an equal with this man, or would be a social equal with this man. So he would do a howdy introduction. All of the children would do respectful introductions to their elders or to members of the opposite sex. I do love everybody talking. So Dad's just going to get to know everyone here. He's going to be talking to them about, how long they've lived here. I think they're trying to get to know him as well, him and the family. They're like, wow, you have a lot of kids. And he's like, oh, this isn't even all of them. We have 7 in total. Oh no, son. I am so sorry, my dear. Your dad loves it too, but you can't do this in front of people. And I think that it's going to be a weird thing for him to get corrected for them because they're like, what? He likes cross-stitching. Who cares? James is going to have to explain that as much as we encourage our kids to have a variety of interests, we want to make sure that our boys are big and strong. So we want to make sure to give them a lot of manual labor. We just want them to be healthy, Oh, it looks like Onyx asked about getting a horse. Oh, he wants one so bad. Scouts meeting starts for Jasper in an hour. I kind of regret Scouts. I'm not going to lie. Marissa said something that might be a little woohoo. Oh no. Dad, you can't, buddy. I'm so sorry. First bubble bath milestone unlocked. Let's see if we can't get her some milestones. Just one physical milestone would be outstanding. Roberto Crinkletop is definitely going to be somebody that we have to get to know, especially if we're going to be selling nectar. So I think Jasper's going to go kind of make introductions. He and Umber are really getting along very well. And I think that Dad, ooh, he likes cooking. He likes the violin. Maybe we can make that a fiddle. Look at them. Oh my goodness. They're having so much fun. I think that right now, the Josephs have told their children how important it is to put on a good face and how important it is that, you know, we understand that these Sims are of the world. She's so mad. She's being put down. That these Sims are of the world and we're going to help save them from it. We have been called by the Watcher to profess the Watcher's real truth to these folks that haven't had the opportunity to know and learn yet. Oh, bye, Jasper. Have fun. James is sick now too, you guys. I can't. Dizzy. James can't tell if it's him or the rest of the world that's spinny. Oh my goodness. Okay. And I think that the community so far thinks that, wow, they have a lot of kids, but this is a loving family. And, you know, I think this is a great addition to our community. You know, they seem very loving Sims just in general. This seems like the exact family that we would want in our community to round it out. Oh, someone's meeting Milestone. Dad's asking about the community. He's like, hey, so I actually would love to, you know, I'm a pastor. Roll over to Tummy Milestone. Thank goodness we have at least one. And you know what? While we have our folks over, ooh, Marissa seems so mad. I think she lost the game. Oh no, buddy, you can't be sick. While we have our folks over, I think it would make a great impression if we were to age up our little boy, get everybody all excited. Everybody loves an age up. Everybody loves a little birthday party. Dan Barite aged up. Dan Barite has earned a bonus trait. I'm shocked by that, you guys. Happy infant. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. Let's see what we get. Oh, he's a charmer. These toddlers love to socialize. They earn communication skills faster and don't suffer stranger danger from strangers. They can share the love with other Sims. What a watcherly little boy. Maybe he is a future preacher. We don't know. It looks like his older sisters have sent him gifts. I can't wait to get those in the mail. Mom is going to put Danny down. Good job, dude. He acquired the movement skill. I know, sweetie. He wants to babble with Beth, but instead let's have him kind of share the love. With Umber here, we want to charm the pants off him, and I think the kids are a great way to do that. Plumbite and Jasper are missing these birthdays, but that's okay. You know, it's totally fine. We have so much to do. Ooh, they're leaving. Yay, Rose Quartz aged up. She was Sunny, so she has earned the top-notch infant trait. Rose Quartz is top-notch. This infant has been loved and well cared for. Again, shocked. Although I will say Plumbite played a large part in that, which will help them maintain a positive outlook on life. Let's see what trait. Oh, we got angelic. So we have a charmer and an angelic toddler. I'm so excited. Idyllic, easygoing toddlers. They are never defiant and they don't throw a tantrum. They can easily talk to strangers. What a watcherly little girl she is shaping up to be. So impressed. And you know what? Everyone's leaving, but I think that ooh, Quark is destructive, Dan Barite. Oh my goodness. Well, boys will do as boys will do. If he were a female, then this would be discouraged. But you know what? He's showing leadership potential, you know? Oh, Dad is so sick. You know what? Little Muffin is probably very hungry, so I'm going to set these out. I'll set him to grab a serving, but honestly, I think we need to get these guys into Create a Sim and get their makeovers going. Welcome to Create a Sim, everybody. Let's get these guys their little Fundie makeovers. So here is Dan Barite. We have 2 more brunettes. I can't believe this. Let's see what we can do here. This is an oldie but a goodie. I think we've already had this on our kids. I'm going to try to vary it up a little bit. That's kind of cute. I really like that. I like a lot of these hairstyles, but can't do much. He did have kind of straight piecey hair, so I think that this one might be our best bet. And I can't wait to dress these toddlers in complete ranch getup. So Danburite is clear. I do want to dress them in something warm. This would be awful expressive. I know they're the right colors, but it's just for sleeping, but I still want to stay true to their beliefs. Do we have anything white? The little fish are cute, and I don't think that they would be too bothered by it. We'll keep them in the little white slippers down there. Let's go to everyday. Pop you in your hair, sir. I absolutely adore these little overalls. Is there a more? Yes, there is. Okay, so there's a more white and gray swatch. I love those little suspenders, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna stop oogling over that. They did get some cowboy boots, but these are awful fancy. Like, look at all the detailing on that. What if we just got you some work boots, bud? Formal wear we never see, but again, Danburite is a clear stone, so I'm going to represent that with whites and grays. Sleepwear we have set already. For party wear, I don't know if he'll ever have an occasion to go to a party. Oh, how adorable. There's a lot of prints on this, so it's going to make it difficult, but that's really perfect. So he's going to have a cute little button down. Some little jeans with chaps. Oh my gosh. I will allow the cowboy boots here. Oh, the little cow print is adorable. Oh, how do they not have cowboy hats? That breaks my heart a little, but that's okay. Moving on to swimwear. It's winter. He is not going to use this. Ooh, your hot weather wear. Dude, that would not fly. I am so sorry. This might be an option, but there is a rainbow on the leg. First of all, that's too much branding. Second of all, guys, you know what rainbows mean. So we'll put him in some little gray shorts. And I think a little white button down top is kind of cute. Got little sandals for him. And I think we'll give him a little bucket hat. Too patterned. No, we won't. Maybe we'll just give him like a sun hat. Sure, that'll do. Make sure that the little baby is protected, little toddler is protected from the sun. Winter wear. That's a pretty darn cute jacket number. Give him some nice gray jeans and very warm little boots. This gets frigidly cold in Chestnut Creek, which you wouldn't think because there's a lot of arid areas. It's a lot drier. It's like a prairie. And then there's some Rocky Mountains. To me, it looks a lot like Colorado. Full disclosure, I haven't been to Colorado, but you know, like the pictures I see, Colorado has the snowy potential to make me think of that. If anyone knows which cities specifically inspired Chestnut Ridge, please pop that down in the comments. There's our little hat. He is nice and warm and ready for winter. I actually like the white a little bit better for his color combination, but here is our little Danburite. Now let's move on to our angelic rose quartz. I love this hair on her. I don't see a reason to change that. So we're going to leave it. Ma'am, we have to cover those legs. My idea for her is that her mother would dress her in so much pink. And pink is an adorable option on littles. I absolutely love it. But in this culture, in this cult, it is especially, something that they would be taking into account because she is a female. She would be dressed in so much pink if that's what her parents wanted. And her parents do. Absolutely, they do. I'm not loving the swatches on this, and I'm realizing that her bow is light purple, not pink. No way. Oh, this is adorable and so appropriate. Oh, we're dressing her in this. I do think the front swatch is probably our best option. Let's get her hair handled. Oh my gosh. Those bows match perfectly. They're pink, and that's her color. That's an option. I think I like the pigtails, guys. I can't help it. This time of year, I have a little bit more understanding with it. We are going to cover her head to toe because it's colder outside. Well, that's why I'm doing it, but her family would do it simply because she is a female. And we want to keep those legs covered and might as well get her started early. Look at the little cowgirl boots. But I think ultimately these ones are probably a little bit more practical. For her formal wear, let's see what other options we might have. Ooh, actually, let's do this for her formal. Little knitted leggings to keep her legs warm. And maybe these little white shoes would be kind of cute. Could you imagine showing these guys off all through church? I do think that the Josephs made a fairly good first impression on the locals. And I think that they probably made the same impression on the locals that more famous Fundie families do or did on America. That, their children were so polite, so well-spoken. They just seem so wholesome. What an ideal little family, kind of with the values of the 1950s. And look, it's proof that this kind of stuff really works. I don't think that the locals know too much about their doctrine. There just wasn't enough time. They would be brought in by degrees. So at first, we would just go through and introduce ourselves and be very interested in the folks around us. And for the most part, that would be very genuine. Really, truly being interested in these folks and their background, where they came from and what brought them here. And, maybe sharing some circumstances about how they came here and how everyone is just starting anew. And isn't that so special that some force has brought them all together. And I'm sure the Josephs would have sprinkled in like how great the Watcher is. Here is some swimwear. We're going to have her hair down for swimming. Hot weather wear will literally never be seen, but let's put her in a little hat. Just in case, we of course want to make sure that she is blocked from the sun. Here's what I've come up with for her cold weather wear. I think it's super cute, very pink. Let's hop back into game. Oh my gosh, you guys, Plumbite is dreaming of death. So for right now, speaking of Plumbite, we don't have any other girls in the house or any other babies. So I'm trying to think of where we put a toddler bed. We do have one in our inventory. It is blue, so I'm going to call it a boy's bed. So that will at least reduce some cost for us. Let's pop these in our inventory. We'll put Blue's mat out this way. Oh, and you know what? Let's take this bed out. We'll pop this bed in here. Okay, that's perfect. Problem solved. And then I think we're probably gonna have to keep this bunk bed together. I kind of like the aesthetic of this bed. This is cramped quarters, you guys. Oh my goodness. But we got to keep the girls next to the nursery, right? Okay, so we do have beds for everybody. I think we're probably going to send Rose Quartz to sleep. Mom's going to read her a little bit. And you guys, everyone is so sick. I wanted to go and just meet a lot more townsfolk today, but to be honest, we've met some. Hopefully they will spread the word. We are definitely inviting them to church next episode. So excited for James to host his very first church meeting. Before the church group that they were a part of, they didn't start that. Their church already had a pastor. Ooh, Opal is calling to chat. I cannot believe that she called. So Plumbite has been calling her all through her childhood since Opal left. I don't know how she keeps sneaking away and calling, but she does. She called Opal as Opal was getting into her new apartment to, in my mind, let Opal know that they were moving. So it's been very important to Plumbite of her own volition. This is not something that I did, to stay in contact with her older sister that has moved out, or with their older sister that has moved out. Pardon me, I keep misgendering. Plumbite, to be fair, I guess we don't know who Plumbite considers themselves to be, whether that be that they consider themselves he, him, or that they consider themselves they, them. But anyway, now Opal is calling Plumbite. She can't answer. Her mom is literally right there. Oh, fluff it. I want the drama. Okay, let's answer. She's asleep. She is asleep. Maybe she's pretending to be asleep and like talking in her sleep. Maybe they have a code worked out. I am generally open to any storyline for Plum. It is incredibly important to me in deciding storylines for all of our kids. It doesn't matter whether they are heterosexual, whether they are cisgendered. Oh, here comes Dad. And he is serenading his wife, and now Plumbite can't. Oh, girl, get out. Get out, get out, get out, get out. She's just listening right now. She's not talking. Oh, she's going to talk. Listen, you don't know anybody here. You have known people other places, but your parents will for sure call and check because you don't know anyone that they don't know. Move, 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 move. Move. Well, he woke the baby, but Mom is feeling flirty, so she does not care. Oh, she's gonna go wake up her brother. Rose just got the movement skill. Okay, sweetheart. Why don't you go nap on the couch by the fire, because you are for sure, she's feeling cold at this point and sleepy, so we're gonna try to get that all squared away for her. Plumbite, how you feeling? You're feeling confident after that. So I'm open to any storyline. Hopefully she was able to keep it out of the notice of her parents, because they would be very concerned if she was talking to Opal because Opal ran away. I don't know how she's going to explain that, other than maybe she will call and have a conversation with a couple of folks from home so that she can hide it. I don't know how Plum is going to explain what just happened, unless they say that, I was just calling someone from home and she starts texting them. Oh my goodness. These folks, you are sick. I would like you both to know that you are sick. Well, they're going to go try and make a new little Joseph, honor the Watcher, all that. And guys, Plumbite, what do we do? I think Plumbite will be able to cover up that call some way, somehow. But look, Plumbite's nothing to see here, just potty training and parenting my sibling like normal. No worries. I'm open to any storyline that feels applicable for Plumbite, that feels probable, and I very much want to follow what I think each sim themselves would do. It would be very unlikely that any of these sims would leave before their young adulthood. All of their financial stability comes from their parents, any kind of food security, anything like that. These kids have been sheltered by a lot, and they aren't given many resources outside of their home. So it would have to be a very specific sim who I would believe would be able to run away before they were an adult. Not only that, but legally they would need to be in the clear. They would have to be at a point where they could make their own decisions. It's already unlikely enough that a female sim would leave because of the way that this cult works. And some of you have brought it up in comments and in live streams. I know we're so upset, baby. But we've got to go ahead and get you potty trained. You've got to use the potty anyway. Big sibling Opal will take care of you. Those are her buddies until they age up, guys. We're skipping prom, definitely. We're doing it for the Watcher's glory. Oh, getting distracted. You guys have mentioned it in comments, and I agree with you. And in live streams and things like that, that it isn't realistic that every sim who we recognize would not be comfortable in this lifestyle would eventually leave, or even quickly leave, or anything like that. It's just not probable. However, Plumbite's actions, unprompted by me, are giving me clues as to what she specifically would do, and that's very important to me. Plumbite does not mince words. Plumbite does not try to make relationships for the sake of it. I think Plumbite is okay putting other people through it for what they believe is right. I do think that Plumbite values their own comfort, even if they don't have good words for this, what they're going through, over others. I don't think that someone's socially suffering because they left, even their parents who they have a good relationship with. I don't think that we've seen that would be enough reason for them to stay. I know you're cold. I'm so sorry. As much as from a storytelling perspective, it would make sense that Plumbite would just get along and get over it and really blame themselves for everything. And I do think that there is part of that within Plumbite. I just don't see through their actions that they're going to stay. I'm really leaning at this point to Plumbite going. Plumbite has on their own reached out to the only sim that has left. If you see this pinned want here, she wants to be mean to Amethyst. Amethyst has moved out just like Opal has, but they have a difficult dynamic, and Plum hates Amy. We can say that deep down they love each other because they are family, but I think that Plum is incredibly angry at Amy, and she doesn't have any kind of dynamic with Opal. So see, Opal, there's no dynamic there. She doesn't know her sister. They haven't known each other since Plum was a child and Opal was a teen. But Plum knows that it isn't that she can't stand her. And she knows that she can't stand most of the people in this lifestyle. And I think that that is enough for her to say, look, I feel different than they tell me I'm supposed to anyway. Ooh, that's gone bad. Don't eat that. Yeah, no, don't eat that. Especially with you being a foodie. That would be horrible. Why does everything smell? Everything smells. And there's Onyx with his sweet tooth. Aww. Okay, great. Jasper reached logic level 3. I think that for totally different reasons than Opal, Plum is just over this. Not only that, but Plum is the only born female that is old enough to help take care of anything. Opal had help in Amy, and Plum is doing this all by themselves. I think that Plum is so resentful on so many levels, and they're like, look, Opal left. Why can't I leave? Yeah, people will be hurt, but we were hurt and we still moved on and we still got over it, and they'll get over it too. What's important is that I'm happy and I know that there's something else out there. Otherwise, Opal wouldn't be doing as well as I know she's doing because we're talking. And no, my parents don't like that I talk with her, but I do it anyway. Opal says that there's a whole career around being a chef, and I get to work with men and women who also like being chefs. And I think that's kind of awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys. Our little charmer who is destructive went ahead and destroyed this project. Like, absolutely destroyed it. Sir, do you have the makings of a manipulative person? Is that what I'm seeing right now? Look at that little smile, that little cheesy grin. Oh, he's adorable, and he knows it. Let's send him to get some food, and then eventually they're all going to go to bed. But anyways, guys, at this point, Plumbite's actions, unprompted by me, and the attitudes that she has, and the relationships that she bothers to maintain and don't bother to maintain around her, are really telling me they're not long for this household. That they can't wait to be old enough to make their own decisions, and they have an older sibling out there reinforcing for them, that they continue to reach out to, that says, no, mom and dad and all of the elders in church are going to tell you that listening to yourself is bad, but it isn't. It's actually not legal for them to stop you when you become an adult. I would know. That's my job. I don't think Opal does not have a belief in a watcher at all. Maybe Plumbite does believe in a watcher, but not perhaps the same way that their parents do. And I think that Plum is such a no-nonsense kind of sim that Opal doesn't feel like they have to regard their feelings. Like, Opal's not going to hold back. So I think that Plum knows how Opal feels about this. And Opal feels like, okay, I think a belief in the watcher is just an excuse for one sim to exercise control over another and then blame it on someone other than that sim. Ultimately, I don't care if you believe in a watcher or not, but I truly believe that this way of living is bad for you. And when you become an adult, if you can make your own decisions and you would like to come with me, you have a place to go. Any of our siblings do. And I think that's very tempting for Plum. They wouldn't keep reaching out if it wasn't in my way of thinking. I don't get the feeling that Plum reaching out is trying to get Opal back into the fold, especially because Opal called back. So definitely things a brewing in the Joseph household. Dad is like up at midnight, 1 a.m. His youngest son his middle son at this point is up and grabbing a midnight snack, gonna go back to bed. Guys, I am going to leave it here. Every week, I'm like, oh, this will be a chill episode. Nothing really is going to happen. We're going to do some social stuff and then that'll be okay. But this save file, you guys, I've never had so much social interaction go on in a family that changes or alters my plans for them. I love this. I love when my Sims tell me who they are. Guys, tell me your thoughts on Opal. If you are thinking differently than me, that is completely valid. I totally own that my interpretations of Opal are probably driven by my own understanding and worldview. And, again, nothing is completely off the table. That's really the way that I am leaning. So at 2 a.m, with Mr. Joseph going to bed, we have our candlelight service on the horizon. We will get into their theology of that. We are going to introduce a new religious figure. Next episode, we are going to see who shows up to our church service, if anyone does, or maybe it's just a family church service. As our last but equally important Joseph member of the family nods off to sleep, guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you've had a good week. Watch your bless, and as always, happy simming.